Welcome back everyone, and thank you for joining me today as we explore one of the most extraordinary coin stories you will ever hear, a story that begins with something as common as a small 10-cent coin from 1976 but grows into one of the most fascinating tales of rarity, mystery, and unimaginable value. Today we are diving deep into the world of the 1976 Liberty Dime, a coin that millions of Americans have held in their hands without ever realizing that, under certain rare conditions, one of these tiny dimes could be worth an astonishing $7,480,000,000. Yes, a coin with a face value of only 10 cents, a coin minted during the nation's bicentennial era, a coin that most people overlook, may carry within it a series of errors and extraordinary minting anomalies that transform it from everyday change into a once-in-a-lifetime treasure. This is not just about money, it is about history, production mysteries, unexpected mistakes, and the sheer unpredictability of the minting process. If you love coins, rare finds, strange stories, or the thrill of discovering treasure in the most unexpected places, then stay with me as we peel back the layers of the legendary 1976 dime and explore how such a tiny coin could reach such an astronomical value. To understand the enormous fascination surrounding this dime, we must go back to the year 1976. A year filled with patriotic celebration as the United States commemorated its 200th anniversary. It was the bicentennial, a time of parades, fireworks, red, white and blue decorations everywhere, and special coin releases. Most people associate the bicentennial coinage with the special designs on the quarter, half-dollar, and dollar coins. The dime did not receive a special bicentennial design, yet it played an important role in the massive production effort happening in the country's mints. Philadelphia, represented by the letter P, was under enormous pressure, minting tens of millions of coins during a busy, energetic, celebratory year. It is precisely during these high-pressure times that errors sometimes tiny, sometimes staggering can escape unnoticed and make their way into circulation. The 1976 dime features the familiar portrait of President Franklin D. Roosevelt on the obverse, with the word Liberty to the left, the motto In God We Trust below, and the date 1976 positioned at the lower right. The reverse displays the torch, olive branch, and oak branch symbols representing liberty, peace, and strength. Millions of people have seen this design, held it, spent it, saved it, and forgotten it. It is a coin that blends effortlessly into everyday life. Yet hidden among the ordinary examples may be dimes unlike anything else ever minted, dimes with dramatic die errors, rare planchet anomalies, or mint mark impossibilities that elevate them into true wonders of modern numismatics. One of the most significant categories of valuable errors involves the die itself. A double die error, where the die receives two impressions that are slightly misaligned, creates obvious doubling on the letters, date, or portrait. Imagine the word Liberty appearing with two overlapping outlines or the date 1976 showing double digits. Now imagine this happening not just mildly but dramatically, clearly visible without magnification, the kind of doubling that makes experienced collectors gasp. A major double die error on a 1976 dime is already enough to make the coin worth thousands, possibly hundreds of thousands. But in rare documented cases, certain 1976 dimes have displayed even more extreme anomalies, combining multiple types of errors that should not logically exist together. It is these rare combinations that push the value into unimaginable ranges. Another equally dramatic error type involves off-metal or wrong planchet strikes. This occurs when a coin is struck on a blank intended for a different denomination or even a different country. For example, imagine a 1976 dime struck on a copper penny planchet instead of the typical copper nickel-clad dime blank. The resulting coin would be the wrong color, the wrong weight, and possibly the wrong thickness. Or consider a dime accidentally struck on a foreign planchet left over from production of coins for an overseas country. The Philadelphia Mint occasionally produced foreign coins, and blank planchets from those productions sometimes mixed with domestic materials. A 1976 dime struck on a foreign planchet could be lighter, heavier, darker, more silver-toned, or completely unexpected in appearance. These off-metal errors are astonishingly rare, and when paired with dramatic die varieties, they create coins that collectors dream of but rarely ever see. Mint mark anomalies also contribute significantly to the value of rare coins. While Philadelphia coins traditionally lacked a mint mark until 1980, specialist collectors have documented strange anomalies related to die preparation, including experimental marks, misplaced impressions, or unusual punch patterns. These anomalies, though extremely rare, can add layers of rarity to a coin already made special by other errors. A dime showing even the faintest unexpected mark, a misplaced punch, or an unexplained die impression becomes instantly valuable. Next, we come to striking errors, which are some of the most visually dramatic mistakes in coin production. Imagine a dime that is struck off-center, where part of Roosevelt's head is missing or where only half the torch on the reverse is visible. Off-center strikes can range from slight misalignments that are barely noticeable to extreme errors where 50% or more of the design is missing. The more dramatic the off-center strike, the more valuable the coin becomes, especially if the date remains fully visible. A 1976 off-center dime with a readable date and mint anomalies could easily command enormous prices at auctions. The combination of multiple striking errors on a bicentennial-era coin creates a level of rarity that few collectors ever encounter. Other dramatic minting mistakes include broad strikes, where the coin is struck outside the retaining collar and spreads out wider than a normal dime, giving it a distorted, irregular shape. There are also double strikes, where the coin is struck more than once, creating a ghost-like second image. Sometimes the coin shifts between strikes, causing doubled portraits, doubled flames on the torch, or repeated outlines. A double-struck 1976 P dime with additional errors could be considered one of the greatest error coins ever found. There are also die cracks, which occur when the die begins to break down during heavy use. These cracks appear as raised lines on the final coin, sometimes subtle and sometimes dramatic. On a high production year like 1976, where the mint was working at full capacity, worn dies were often pushed far beyond their ideal lifespan. Deep die cracks could run through Roosevelt's face, across the motto, or through the date. A die break near the rim can form a cud, a raised blank area where part of the design is missing. These errors add uniqueness and character, and when combined with other anomalies, they can elevate a coin from rare to legendary. Imagine, then, a single 1976 P dime containing multiple errors, a double die obverse with clearly doubled digits in the date, struck off-center on a foreign planchet with a dramatic die crack running across the portrait. A coin like this does not simply become valuable, it becomes priceless in the eyes of collectors, investors, and historians. The chance of such a coin existing is almost impossibly low, and it is precisely this near impossibility that gives rise to astronomical valuations such as $7,480 million. Such valuations are not based on their metal, nor on their face value, but on a combination of rarity, mystery, impossibility, and the powerful desire among collectors to own something truly unique. The world of rare coins is filled with stories of unbelievable discoveries. People have found life-changing rarities in jars, drawers, old boxes, change machines, and even beneath couch cushions. The idea that a 1976 dime small, light, and easily overlooked could be one of the most valuable coins in existence adds excitement to the everyday. It reminds us that treasure does not always come in large packages, sometimes, it is hiding in the smallest, most ordinary objects.